What's up, guys? Today's Sunday, December 13th. I'm going to be going over my trade ideas from last week. First one on that list was Coles, KSS. I was saying short-term bullish on this one. This one, yeah, we've had a rough week in the market, so a lot of ideas kind of didn't work or completely failed, but we'll go over them still. This one was the first one. I said short-term bullish on this one, so it actually did kind of work. Short-term bullish, so I wasn't saying to hold it for the entire week, but anyway, short-term bullish worked out proper. Not huge gain on that one. Next one on the list was AFMD. I said, yeah, what did I say on this one? I said bullish here, risk to the 50. So obviously she still kind of stayed in this range and didn't break the 50. So obviously this one's just neutral. Didn't really make a big gain or big loss. So it's just kind of neutral on that one. Cyber was on the list. I said short-term bullish on this one. And then short. Okay, that was over here. Short-term bullish and then short. I mean, if short-term was just that one day, then I guess the short would have worked. But I can't take that as a win. So, and it didn't really come up to the level that I really wanted it to. In the video, I said short term. I said when it pops to 42, then short it. So, if this didn't really work out here to 42, and you waited for the 42 to short it, then it would have worked out on this one. Remember, the trade ideas don't actually start on Monday morning at the sound of the bell, so you gotta wait for the entries that I kind of map out. Men's Warehouse, this one was a total fail. I was kind of looking at this as a basin over here, and I was saying that I was short-term bullish on this based off that trend. Once the trend was broken, obviously you had enough time to get out before this, so that one was a complete fail. But you wouldn't have gotten caught in all of this. If you had just maintained the trend that we were talking about, you wouldn't have gotten caught in any of this. So it would have been a small loss on your part, respecting the trend, obviously, as your support. RDHL. I was bullish on this one because it was sitting over the 50. And that would have put you right here. So just kind of flat on this one. Once the 50 was broken, though, would have exited this trade for a small loss on this one. So that one didn't really work out well at all. Tree. I was saying look for a pop to 110. No, 105.10 and then short. So it didn't really pop to 105.10 at all. The most it came up to was 103.76. So that really didn't work out well. But I mean, if you were scaling into the long side onto the pop, then it would have been a nice short on that Friday, but I can't call that as a win. I mean, it's not fair. JNUG, I was actually bullish on this one, and she just kind of pulled back down, but she is curling up and still holding on that trend. So if you did take it, then you'd still be into this trade because the trend really wasn't broken. So it's just kind of neutral on this one. Fit. Okay, I was saying to look for that push up to 35.60. So you didn't get 35.60, you got 34.74. But then it was definitely a short idea on any push. So that one was a nice one. Sage, S-A-G-E, I said I was bullish on this one because it was over all the moving averages, so for the better part of the week. And that was a really nice one from about 48 or something to about 54, so that was a nice win on that. And finally, number 10 on the list was STRP. I said it was flagging down here to look for an upside move, so you did get a kind of sideways upside move, but obviously this moves from like 12 to like 15, so I would call that a pretty nice win. So all in all, a couple neutrals and couple stop outs, but not a bad 10 plays for that. And obviously the market just took a dive at the end there, so most of the plays just got messed up. Can't really hold anybody to fault on some of these, because the market does what the market does. Okay, for this week, so this would be December 13 trade ideas. Let's go into it. First one, CCM, small trade, small stock, trades thin. I like the fact that it pushed through the 50 over here on some decent volume. I like the fact that this bottom over here kind of almost double bottomed, and then it pushed through. So let's see if we can get a pullback over here. It's about 475, and make sure it holds obviously for support, and then we should see a nice move back through the 50. It is a thin stock, so don't expect crazy moves out of it for now. But if you get that 475, you could probably get maybe 75 cents to a point on this one before. If she decides to move, then the upside potential in this one is not too bad. It's a beaten down stock, so you have move probably to about 550 on this one before you hit any real solid resistance back. Okay, let's go to the next one on the list is YUME. Okay, this one's over the 50. It is over the 8 and over the 13. Broke the flag here to the upside, so I like this one bullish. Obviously using the 50, which is only at 302 as your main support here. You can also use that trend there as some sort of support. So if you keep riding that trend, then obviously you're gonna get a break over here of 340, and then she could actually push. This chart's, I think, yeah, it's a beaten down chart, so she's got a gap here to fill to about 393. So it's a small one. Keep your eye on that one. ALGN. Okay, this one is it closed under the 50, actually right at the 50, and it's currently under the 13 and the 8. It did have a bullish engulfing over here, but I'm thinking on this one I'd like it to pop a little bit just off the bullish engulfing. Maybe it's about, let's say 66. If you get a pop up to 65, 80, somewhere around there, and then I'd short it back down. I'm thinking this one pulls all the way back down to about 61. CVX, it broke the uptrend line, which would have been, one sec, would have been this support over here, and it actually closed under the uptrend line. So a short any pop on this one. I'm thinking even if you get a pop up to about 88, 88.50, you'd luck out on that one. Get a pop on that one and bring it right back down. And I'm looking for this one to come down to maybe about 77 in this support range over here. So if you short that pop over there, obviously don't let it go. Do not let it go past the downtrend line, which would be sitting here. So you use that as your highest point for risk for any entry over here, and try to get this to pull back down maybe to about this area here, which is about 77. BABA. Baba's sitting on the 50 pretty much right there. The 50 is at $79.19. So let's look for a little support off of that there at $79.19. If it breaks support, obviously short it. Short any pops, but I think that it pulls back to that 79.19 right there and probably pops off of it for a little bit. So short term pull and then pop off the 50. Obviously if it breaks to 79.19, you definitely have to take a short position on that one. Sbux, SBUX. I am definitely looking for a short on this one. Any pop back to the 8 or 13 up here at 61.20, I'll be looking for a short position on this one. It pretty much broke all the uptrend to the downside. Now you have this. You'll be working with this as your support to the downside. So any pop over here to 61, you should be coming back down to about 59. And then if that breaks, then you're really gonna get a nice move down to the bottom here, because she's just hanging there for now. Walmart, she's really trying to hold this 50 over here. Came over it, and just kind of sitting on it. So short term, I'm looking for any sort of break over this downtrend line here. If it breaks over and hold, I'm definitely long on this one. But if it breaks the 50 down here, continues down more to the downside, I would say short to pop. Obviously, you gotta respect what the market's doing, and it have broken the uptrend to the downside. So maybe for now, if it pops up to the downtrend line, which would sit at 59.60, then you could try some short and risk over the downtrend line as your stop area and expect that to pull back down. Let's get into the other one. VZ. I'm looking at this inverted hammer down here, but it's just really kind of hanging just by itself under the 50, under the 8, under the 13. So I would actually like to see a push on this one right out of the gate, pop it back to 45, 44, 65, somewhere around there, right around here. And then we can look for a short on this one, on VZ. GM. Okay, what's my notes for this one? Okay, I'm looking at a short as long as it pops back to the 50, which sits at 35.23. So if it pops back to that 35.23 area, I'm definitely short on this one. A decent range on this one to the downside. The gap down here is to about 33.92. So if you get that short up here at 35.25 basically, risk the 13, which is at 35.62. So the range isn't huge, the risk isn't huge. So look at that one for a short position on GM. Last one on the list, number 10, Pmts. I like this curl. I like the fact that the downtrend line is broken. I like the fact that the uptrend line is being held. Currently over the 8 and the 13. It just tagged the 8 on Friday and held here. Bullish harami right at the bottom right there. So I'm short-term bullish on this one. Use that trend line or the 8 or the 13 as your support, and see if you can get a move on this one. It sits right now at $10.17. See if you can get a move back over 1070 or so, and keep it if it continues to hold. Okay, so that's pretty much the 10 trades for the week, 10 ideas for the week. Now let's look at the market sentiment part. Let's do SPY first. SPY's just hanging over here. Obviously broke this support down here. Came through on that on Friday, but definitely has a gap to fill now. So I'm thinking early part of the week I'd like to see a pop off this, but then I would definitely be looking for a short term on this one. So short term on SPY, pop early part of the week and then fade off. If it really gets going, I'm actually calling for a pretty big pull on this one, all the way down to 175. So I know some people are going to be very angry with that call, but I'm not saying it's going to happen this week, but I'm just saying that's what I'm looking at long term. UVXY, if SPY is gonna pop on Monday, then I'm expecting this one to pull back down. Forget a support down here to about 31.5. I don't think it's gonna come down that low though. Maybe to about 35 or so. Let's see. If it comes back down to about 35 and holds for support, I'd probably take some long of this. So for the beginning part of the week, I would be on this one short term bearish at the beginning part of the week, and then switch over to bullish towards the end. But obviously there's a lot of Fed stuff going on this week, so don't get too caught up in being solely bearish or bullish based on charts. Just kind of play what's given to you. If they raise the rates, or if they don't raise the rates, or how much they raise it, obviously it's going to affect the market, so you're going to have to play stuff accordingly. So as far as the 10 trades, those were the 10 trades. And obviously they're just ideas and they can change drastically if the market changes drastically. And obviously UVXY, SPY, all the volatility, gold, everything can change drastically also because of Fed stuff this week. So keep that into consideration. And if you don't currently follow me, this is me at Barry Mohan 81. I have a link to my YouTube on my homepage. So if you don't currently follow me, you definitely probably want to, and because I put out a lot of stuff, a lot of information that could be useful for you as a trader. And if you want to trade alongside me, this is the room that I trade with Monday through Friday. Awesomecalls.com. If you want to take a look at them, you can go to awesomecalls.com/Iceman, and I have a link there. You could actually sign up through my link. As far as joining the chat with me. So again, that's me, and that's it for 12-13 weekly trade ideas. Thanks a lot, guys.